Mike's Daily Podcast.
I never meant to be so bad to you. One thing I said that I would never do. One look at you and I would fall from grace, and that would wipe the smile right from my face. Hey! It's episode 1624, 1624.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I am still waking up with some strange thing in my throat every morning. I don't know what's causing it.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
All I can think of is it's something in the air in the Bay Area. I could be wrong. I could be a people person. I think I am something like that. I don't know, but I feel kind of fat because I ate a huge burrito last night in honor of National
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Eat Something Fattening Day. And I got a nice little thing when I walked in today.
Mike's
to my jab.
Daily.
They took our jobs.
Podcast.
They took our jobs.
Yeah.
We won't go into that. All right, a little bit more. They took your jobs. They took your jobs. They took your jobs. They took your jobs. All right, enough of that. My point is that I walked in today and there was a little certificate that said, "Congratulations, Mike. You've been working for us for 3 years." 3 years. I was so excited to hear that. 3 years that I've been working for Salem Media. And I like my job. The thing I don't like, well, there's only with the caveat that when somebody walked in. We'll say hi to them in a moment. I'm in a little bit of a tangent here, and I don't want to get out. Leave me in my tangent, my tangent. And that is, I don't enjoy getting up early. That sucks. That no matter, I don't care if you call yourself a morning person. Getting up at 3:30 in the morning is not a morning person. That's just sadistic. Masochistic. No, wait. Is it sadistic or masochistic? Sadistic is when you make someone else sad, because it's got S-A-D in the word. So.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Maybe I'm being masochistic, but I'm not being misogynistic. That's always a no-no. The point is that I get up early, and the other bad thing is it's radio, and that means there's no room for promotion. You're basically stuck. You can, at some point, go on the air and be a personality on the radio, but that doesn't really come with any extra pay. You're just sort of in the same money situation. It's sad. It's kind of a situation. But I like the people I work with. I like, actually, and one of the cool things I get to do is record people doing their shows. So I'm helping them do their own little Mike's Daily Podcast, but in some cases it's Tom's weekly show where he talks finances and stuff, and I enjoy that. I guess one thing I would like to do is maybe... There's really no way to do it, though. Sometimes, like I was talking about the Awful Show that I produced the other day, and about how I try to gently nudge the hosts that have never done radio before in certain good radio rules, just radio practices, behavior, directions. And I have to do that with some other people I produce radio for. But I have to do it ever so subtly and not bruise the egos. Because that's another thing about radio. It's an art thing. And, you know, we could be... When you're doing theater and you got a timeline and you know the show is going to start running at a certain time, it's a little bit easier to go, hey, stop delivering the line that way. Hey, what's the matter, you? But I only did theater twice in my life, so I don't know which I speak. And it was tough. And I don't know how you actors and actresses and actor weenies do the stuff that you do out there. You're quite talented. And you get paid nothing generally, so kudos to you. My point is that I work with some interesting people. One person I work with does not like change at all. And usually, this one day, he does nothing pretty much all day. And all of a sudden, they dropped in his lap yesterday that somebody is going to be doing a live show during his thing. So he's going to have to take care of that. And he was, what? No, what? And it went on and on and on. And it's like, dude, this is your job. Things get thrown at you. You have to deal with it. Like, I may or may not be at my job now. Let's say I'm thinking about that I was once at my job while I am recording this. I'm at my wonderful Cafe Anyway restaurant, which is people are here and they're having a great time. Oh, look, there's the president.
But all my life, I've heard that decisions are much different when you sit behind the desk in the Oval Office. In other words, when you're president of the United States.
Because all my life, I never knew that. So what happens is you just have to deal with it. You have to roll with the changes. Yeah. Roll with the changes. That was a little REO Speedwagon for you. And it went as good as I could do it there. There's a thing. There it is. I knew there was applause somewhere. So, I have to talk about something here before we talk to the characters. And that is someone who has been on this show who was promoting a web service called, what the hell was it called? I can't even remember the name of it now. It was some kind of web service that if you had something you wanted to promote and you wanted to use social media, if you got enough people to sign onto this website, it would do a massive blitz across all these different social media platforms promoting whatever it is you had. In her case, it was a concert series that she was doing with some friends. And she was trying to get me and the listeners of this podcast to sign up for it. Okay, I enjoyed having her on because I like her as a person. The topic matter, the subject matter, not exactly my cup of tea. I didn't really know. I thought we were going to be talking more about her music. We ended up talking about this webcam campaign that she was doing. So whatever, she's a friend. We did it. We talked about it. Thunderclap or something is what it was called. I forget the name of it. Hey, she got locked out of a couple social media accounts yesterday because when she did everything that website told her to do, she got people signed up, and then when they did their massive social media blitz, Facebook locked her out. They said, no, you don't get, you got the out. And so she got locked out. And you know what? In my opinion, that's, I kind of salute Facebook for doing that, because the fact is that I don't want to be spammed constantly. I don't want to have, now I know on my Facebook account, I promote the hell out of this podcast, but I try to do it in an entertaining way. I try to give you a cool podcast picture, which today's podcast picture, I forgot to mention, is from Bay Farm Island in Alameda. I love going there with my wonderful dog, Basil the Boxer. And I was there with my lovely lady pal. And we were walking along, lady person, lady friend. And we're walking and having a wonderful time. And the sunset had just happened. We were in this nice little sort of twilight situation. And I took this picture. And you can see that now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST-1624-Thoroughly. But my friend got locked out. And I'm totally for that. I salute you, Mark Zuckerberg, for locking people out, because we need to lock out the bad people that are grabbing our information.
Drop the just Facebook.
You know, we have a basic responsibility to protect people's data. And if we can't do that, then we don't deserve to have the opportunity to serve people.
Excellent. So, that is why I do the shimmy dimmy dip. Yeah. But the thing is that if you are going to do a bunch of spamming on Facebook, this sort of thing has to happen. And I promise to you that I will no longer have any more guests on this podcast, because apparently I get into it too, and then I fall and I go. And that is wrong. And as one person who is in office once said, wrong. So I will stop that. Well, I'll have guests on, but I'm going to thoroughly vet them, because I do not want this happening again. Okay, somebody that I've had on the show multiple times, the wonderful Kevin. Now, I've talked about him more than I've had him on recently, but he told me this funny story where he was wearing, I guess, Giants or something down in Los Angeles. I made a light mention of the story yesterday. But it went something along the lines of he gets on a bus at the airport, like a shuttle bus, and he asks the lady that's driving the bus, and she's in LA, so she's a Dodgers fan, and Kevin's got a Giants fan shirt, hat on, and he says, is this shuttle bus free? And the lady looked at him and said, yeah, the shuttle's free, but that hat's going to cost you $55. So it makes me laugh. It tickles me.
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, come on. It's funny. Oh, you are just so critical. Gotta relax. Calm down. It's all good. In the hood. No, we're not in the hood today. Well, we're at a cafe anyway. It may or may not be a hood. I can't really go. Go! Our hors d'oeuvres. The last podcast picture had to do with hors d'oeuvres, if you saw it with Bison Bentley. But we have some people that have been standing close by waiting to talk on today's show. Hello, Michael Masters, Madame Rudabega, and I've been enjoying your little... What? Okay. That's a lovely voice. Thank you. All right. This is Valentino, the banking attendant. And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Very funny.
And Bison Bentley, in fact, was on the last podcast picture, and we were discussing hors d'oeuvres. I have been waking up with my throat just hurting, and my right ear hurting. I probably need to go see a nose throat specialist person. I hear they're magical, and they can fix anything. And then you get the bill. Then you get the invoice. So we were discussing hors d'oeuvres in that podcast picture, and I brought up hors d'oeuvres because I basically had hors d'oeuvres for dinner on Tuesday night. I was with my LLP, and we were visiting some friends, and just having a great time talking. Although Basil the boxer did get into a minor dog skirmish with the friend's dog, Bailey, who once bit me and there's still a scar on my finger from when Bailey bit me about 6 years ago. But I still love that dog, and they got in a fight over carrots. Can you believe that? Can you believe that, Bison Bentley? No, that's impossible. Do you know that? Yeah, there they went. Growling away. Basically, Bailey trying to get the carrot out of Basil's mouth as Basil is chomping on Bailey's snoot. It was an interesting experience. She got locked out of Facebook. Yeah, don't spam people. Damn it. It's that frickin' easy. Hey, so I love hors d'oeuvres. I ate so many hors d'oeuvres. I ate my weight in hors d'oeuvres. Cheese, hummus, pita, those little crackers that kind of have that oniony taste to them. Those are good. And that cheese that's mushy, a spread cheese. It's got basil and garlic in it. Holy crap. Just such good stuff. Carrots, celery, but not a crudita. You get your damn French crudita out of my face. I'm not a fan.
I'm French! Why do you think I have this outrageous accent, you silly king? Ni le
bien. So yeah, no of that, please. Finally, I mowed the lawn yesterday at my house in Podcaster Valley, Mont. And I want to tell you that mowing the lawn at my house here in the Bay Area is so wonderful because I'm not wealthy, and the house I also apparently can't speak English, and I can't conjugate my verbs, but that's all right. The house I have, the lawn is tiny, so it takes me no time at all to mow it. When I lived in Alabama, however, all the houses there have huge lawns. And no matter where you live, you have a huge lawn. And I would mow that thing, and it would take me 2 hours. I kid you not. And the stupidity on my part was, I'll just buy a normal lawnmower. No, wait. I don't want to have to deal with changing the spark plugs and stuff. So I'll get an electric plug-in mower. So yeah, I'm walking all across this huge lawn with this electric cord, mowing the lawn. I did that for 2 years. My wife at the time thought I was nuts, and she was right, because I was not. And I went crazy after walking in the heat. Huntsville, Alabama gets so hot and humid, and you're just walking along. And then I, stupidly, was wearing workout pants because I didn't want to get ticks on me. Well, that made it even more hot. I basically almost collapsed a couple times. So the point is, always mow the lawn in your shorts, check for ticks later, and have a nice large sweet tea ready for you at the ready afterwards. And then move out of Alabama, move to California, and then you'll have smaller lawns to mow. Here's the thing. I listen to Michael Medved when I'm at work because he's part of the Salem radio network. And for the most part, I think he's pretty good, even though I'm not the biggest fan of conservative-leaning ideas. Some stuff I'm okay with, but he and some of the stuff he says I agree with, and he does this thing where he dispels people's conspiracy theories that call in. That some of these people call in, they're just paranoid about everything, and he helps dispel that. He goes, no, that's not true. The earth is not flat. Get with it. He, yesterday, though, criticized California, Nancy Pelosi, and he criticized California, saying, oh yeah, they're going into the toilet, and he brought up California's multiculturalness and alluded to that, made it sound as if that was the problem. One of the problems with California is our multiculturalness, and that we're not American patriotic. Which I said, what? Huh? I know so many patriots in this state, and yes, we have people from all types of different heritages, different countries, different races, and that's what makes us great. And don't criticize that about California. If you're going to criticize anything, yeah, we have crazy high taxes, and we have the taxes really irritates me. But this is a damn wonderful state. And we have the 5th largest economy in the world. The only state, there's no state with the largest economy in the world. 5th. There's like countries just ahead of us. Texas has an economy that's bigger than some countries, but it's down on the list. It's like 10 or something. California's in the top 5, baby. So you friggin' watch your mouth and shut it before you say anything.
You've got to be kidding me.
That's right, Michael Medved. Can you dig it?
Can you dig it?
That's right.
Can you dig it?
Don't criticize California. Oh, he might have had a problem too with our sanctuary cities. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to get into that on this show. Did I tell you what the podcast... Okay, we got that. Oh, no. David Goodall, 104, takes final journey at Swiss-assisted clinic 8,600 miles from home. What? He was an English-born Australian botanist and ecologist, influential in the early development of numerical methods in ecology, particularly the study of vegetation. A candidate for governor has died. Kevin Commence. I got really dark here in this part of the show, sorry. Baltimore County executive and Democratic candidate for governor has died of a heart attack. That was in Baltimore County, according to the Baltimore Sun. He was the 12th county executive of Baltimore County, Maryland, serving from 2010 to 2018. He died suddenly in office, member of the Democratic Party. If you're feeling depressed, you shouldn't, because, well, you're surrounded by many, many other people, and you shouldn't feel excluded, at least, because depression has spiked by 33%. Clinical depression. Diagnosis of clinical depression, also known as major depression, has risen by 33% since 2013. This according to Blue Cross Blue Shield, a report that they came out with. There was another quake. A series of quakes have shook an area near a geothermal field in Northern California. Interesting, because we had that earthquake earlier this week down in Southern California, and that was around 4.2, and now magnitude 4.2 earthquakes struck about 3 miles northwest of the Geysers geothermal field. This was last night, was followed by a series of aftershocks in Northern California. And we have geothermal fields? Could they be related? As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley. And there was a dam that burst in Kenya. A sea of water from Kenya Dam killed at least 32. A large commercial farm in the Rift Valley gave way. The dam there. And apparently there's a baldness breakthrough. A baldness cure could be found in an osteoporosis drug. The drug, originally designed as treatment for the bone-thinning disease osteoporosis, is being considered as a possible breakthrough treatment for bald people. Here's the thing. Unless it gives me a full frickin' head of hair, I don't want it. I don't want peach fuzz hair. Peach fuzz hair looks ridiculous. I know this guy that's using something to do that now, and he's got peach fuzz on his head. And he's still old, and he's got gray peach fuzz growing out of his head. Forget it. Just go bald. Go bald. Less time. You feel clean when you shave your head. Shave your head in the shower. Use some nice smelling soap. Man, you'll feel like $1,000. And no one can take that away from you, baby. No one. Not even California haters. Stop the California bashing. And I think I've thoroughly hit a bunch of topics. Okay, so I'll wrap up the show. Next show, it's going to be the wonderful... let's see, we'll have Shelley Schuhart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the Engineer stop by. Awesome.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.